I'm going to say out loud the thing that no one will say to an old person's face, and I am going to say it gently because I know how much it costs to hear it. I am old enough now to have felt it myself, and I would rather you hear it from a man who loves you than learn it alone in a quiet room. There comes a day, if you live long enough, when you begin to feel that the people you gave your whole life to no longer want you around. They do not say it. They are far too kind to say it. But you feel it. They plan the day without asking you. They answer for you before you finish. They talk over the top of your head as if you were already a memory. And slowly you begin to wonder if you have become a burden, a thing they are too good-hearted to set down. I felt it too. I sat at a table I had built with my own hands, in a family I had fed with my own back, and I felt like a guest in it. I felt like an old coat hung by the door that nobody wears anymore, but nobody has the heart to give away. Now stay with me. I am not telling you this to break your heart. I am telling you because there is a way through it, and the old ones knew it, and almost no one alive will teach it to you. Being unwanted in your later years is not proof that you have become worthless. It is the world making a terrible mistake about you, mistaking your quiet for gone, your patience for absence, your stillness for the end. And there is a way to stand back up inside your own life and to be wanted again by the right ones, and to spend your last good years honored instead of pleading. So sit with me a while. I have 6 things the old ones knew about the day the people stopped making room for you, and how a person keeps their dignity and their place without ever once begging for it. Do not rush them. Let each one settle, the way an ember settles into a coal that will burn all night. The first teaching: do not lie to yourself about the wound, but do not let the wound tell you your name. The old ones sat in a circle around the fire, and every person had a place in that circle. But watch what happens to an old man across the years. His chair drifts a little further from the center each season, and one cold night he speaks, and no one turns. He is sitting at the very edge of the fire now, half in the dark, and he feels the difference in his bones. There was a man named Samuel who felt his chair go to the edge, and for a long time he told himself it was nothing, that he was imagining it, that a good man does not complain. But a wound you refuse to look at does not heal. It only goes quiet and deep and turns to bitterness in the dark. So look at it plainly. Yes, they have stopped making room for you. Yes, it hurts. Say it to yourself honestly. But here is the part Samuel almost never learned. A chair at the edge of the fire does not make a man worth less than the ones at the center. The fire does not warm the important people more and the forgotten people less. It warms whoever sits by it. Where they have placed you is a fact about them, and about their hurry, and about how little the young understand. It is not the truth about your worth. Feel the wound honestly, then refuse to let it name you. The second teaching: they are not cruel. You have only grown quiet, and the world has always mistaken quiet for gone. The old ones knew the deep river, and they knew the shallow creek. The shallow creek is loud. It rushes over every stone, chattering and bright, and a child will always point to the loud creek and call it the great water. But the deep river makes almost no sound at all. It is too full, too strong, too deep to shout. And it is the river that carries the canoes and waters the whole valley, not the noisy little creek. My grandmother used to say the deepest water makes the least noise, and that is why fools always think the loud creek is the river. Hear what that means for you. When you were young, you were loud. You worked, you argued, you carried, you filled every room. Now you have gone quiet, the way deep water goes quiet, because you have finally learned there is no need to shout. But the young ones, who only understand noise, look at your quiet and think you have left. They mistake your stillness for absence. They step past the deep river to go play in the loud creek. Do not make it worse by going quiet or still to match how little they ask of you. Do not disappear an inch further every time they overlook you. You are the deep water in that house. You are the river they will need in the year the creek runs dry. The third teaching: stop begging for your place. A seat you must beg for was never a home. The old ones knew the well, and they knew one hard, unbending law of the well. A well does not chase the thirsty. It cannot run down the road after a man crying, "Please come drink from me, please, I have such good water." A well holds still. It keeps its water clean and cold and deep, and the truly thirsty always find their way to it. The well that could chase people would only muddy its own water in the running. There was a man named Benjamin who could not stop chasing. When his children grew distant, he called them twice a day. He showed up at their doors uninvited. He asked again and again why they never came, until his need became a weight they crossed the street to avoid. And the more he reached, the further they stepped back, because no one is drawn toward a hand that is always grabbing. My grandfather used to say, a man who begs for his seat has already handed it to whoever he is begging. Sit with that, because it will save you. The moment you plead for your place, you have told them your place is theirs to give, and it is not. Your dignity is a still thing, like the well. It does not run down the road. It keeps its water sweet and waits. Stop calling twice a day. Stop asking why they forgot. Tend your own water, and let the thirsty ones come to you. The ones who are truly thirsty always do. Now I want you to stay right here with me. Do not go yet. Everything I have learned in my long life about keeping your dignity when the people forget you, about being wanted again without ever begging for it, I wrote down in a small book, so it would not die with me when I go. It is called The Native Way. But that is for later, and the link is waiting for you below. Stay with me now. The next 3 teachings are the ones that carried me back into my own life. The 4th teaching: you do not become wanted by waiting at their door. You become wanted by having a fire worth walking toward. The old ones knew the spring, and they knew the stagnant pool. A stagnant pool just sits and waits and goes green and sour, and the deer smell it and turn away. But a living spring that keeps its own water moving and sweet will draw every deer on the mountain to its edge, and the spring never once had to beg them to come. There was a woman named Esther who spent a whole year waiting by her window for grandchildren who rarely came. She let her garden go to weeds. She let her old songs go silent. She let herself become the stagnant pool, sitting and souring and waiting to be wanted. And then, one spring, she stopped waiting. She dug her garden again. She sang the old songs while she worked. She made her house warm and alive for herself, not for them. And the strangest thing happened. The children began to come. Not out of duty, not because she guilted them, but because the house was warm again. And people are always drawn to warmth. Understand this well. No one wants to sit with your waiting. No one is drawn toward a person who is only marking time until they are visited. But a person who is still fully alive, who has a garden and a song and a fire of their own, is a warmth that pulls people in. Build the fire for yourself first. Live your last years as if they are yours, because they are. And you will find you have become, without ever asking, a place people want to come to. The 5th teaching: do not let the hurt turn you hard. Bitterness is the second loss, and it is the one you choose. The old ones knew the mountain that people walk past. Travelers cross the valley all day and never once climb it, and the mountain does not crumble in offense. It does not shout after them. It does not throw stones. It simply stays, strong and open and unbroken, and the few who do climb it are changed forever by the height. There was a man named Nathan whose loud house went silent in his old age, and it made him bitter. He kept a ledger of every forgotten birthday, every missed visit, and when someone did come, he made them pay for all the ones who had not. He became a man so full of grievance that even the ones who loved him could no longer sit in the room with him. He lost them a second time, and this time it was his own doing. Hear me. because this is the trap that swallows more good elders than loneliness ever did. The first loss, the people forgetting you, was done to you. But the second loss, becoming a bitter, accusing, thorny old soul that no one can bear to be near, is done by you, to yourself. Bitterness does not punish the ones who left. It only finishes the job of emptying your house. Stay like the mountain. Stay open. Stay warm. Stay unbroken. Let the ones who forgot carry that. Do not you carry it for them. The sixth teaching. You are not the guest at the table. You are the reason there is a table at all. The old ones knew the ember. Through the long, cold night, someone had to keep one ember alive under the ash, banked and quiet and almost invisible, because that single ember was the whole fire in the morning. Without it, the whole camp woke to cold and darkness. The ember does not blaze, it does not shout. It sits low and unseen, and holds within itself everything the fire will ever be. You are the ember of your line. You think you have become extra, a thing set to the side. But you are the low, quiet coal from which every one of them was lit. Your children, your grandchildren, the very table you feel like a guest at, all of it came from the fire you tended, and the fire your grandmother tended before you, in an unbroken line reaching back further than any of them can imagine. And here is the good news, the thing I waited far too long in my own life to understand. The day you stop begging for the center is the day you quietly become the center again, not by pushing in, by being the warmth people return to when the loud creek runs dry, when the hard winter comes, when they finally understand what the deep water was. The right ones already feel it, and the ones who do not were never going to be warmed no matter how loudly you called. You are not unwanted. You are the ember. Sit low and stay warm and burn. Now let me gather these 6 teachings the way my grandmother used to gather her herbs at the end of the day, tying them in one small bundle so nothing would be lost. The first, do not lie to yourself about the wound, but do not let it tell you your name. A chair at the edge of the fire does not make you worth less. The second, they mistake your quiet for gone. You are the deep water, not the loud creek. Do not disappear another inch to match how little they ask. The third, stop begging for your place. A well does not chase the thirsty. Keep your water sweet and let them come. The fourth, you become wanted by having a fire worth walking toward, not by waiting at the door. Build the fire for yourself first. The fifth, do not let the hurt turn you hard. Bitterness is the second loss, and it is the only one you choose. Stay like the mountain. And the sixth, you are not the guest. You are the ember the whole fire came from. Sit low and stay warm, and burn. I am an old man now. My hands are not what they were, and the trail behind me is far longer than the trail ahead. And I will tell you a true thing that took me most of my life to learn. For a long time I sat at the edge of my own fire and grieved, and I called out to the ones who had drifted, and the more I called, the emptier the room became. And then one day I stopped calling. I built my own fire, small and warm and mine. I stopped keeping the ledger of who forgot me, and I found that the few who were always truly mine came and sat close, because now the fire was worth sitting at, and I was not begging anymore. I was warm. Everything I have told you tonight, and much more that I could not fit into one evening, is written down in the small book I made. It is called The Native Way. 20 teachings, gathered across 4 parts, about 100 pages. The link is waiting for you down below this video. Do not swallow it all at once. That is not how the old ones taught. Read one teaching, just one, and then sit with it overnight, and let it work on you in your sleep, the way the rain works quietly on the seed. In the morning it will have grown a little in you. Then, when you are ready, read the next. And before you go, do one thing for me. In the comment down below, name the one person who still makes room for you, the one who still turns toward you when you speak, who still wants you around. Name them, because a name spoken with gratitude is a fire that stays warm a little longer. And subscribe if these words meant something to you, not for me, for yourself, so that you stay among the people who remember. You are part of the people who remember.